So, as we've talked about on the show, and as you know better than anyone, the Trump administration has spent the last few weeks just gutting the United States Agency for International Development, or USAID, gutting foreign aid. It is going to have a disproportionately large impact on a bunch of countries in Africa, like South Sudan, Somalia, the Congo, et cetera. What are you hearing from people on the ground about the impact these they call them a freeze, but I think we all should assume that they're permanent cuts, are already having?
We are already seeing more people facing starvation. We are already seeing more people, not having access to the life-saving healthcare that they need. And that has real implications for our national security, right? There's a Ebola outbreak in Uganda, for instance, and normally USAID would be helping to screen passengers before they come to the US. But because of the funding freeze, they haven't been able to do that. I've talked to humanitarian organizations on the ground who say they have food literally rotting in warehouses. And in DRC, for instance, they have about 800,000 people who need that food, that would be fed by that food, that they just can't actually deliver it. So we are seeing these real implications on the ground. We're seeing even the things that Secretary Rubio says has gotten a waiver, like life-saving treatment, like PEPFAR, which is the HIV/AIDS programming. What we're hearing from folks on the ground is that because the payment system still doesn't work, they are actually, the waivers are basically fake, and that people are not getting their life-saving HIV treatment. We're seeing some things that could actually cause, for instance, drug-resistant strains of HIV if people don't receive the medicine that they need. So again, real people on the ground are hurting, and this has real serious negative implications for U.S. national security.
I really just can't get past the first thing you said, which is that there's an Ebola outbreak and we're now not screening inbound passengers to the United States because of this freeze. That seems like a 5-alarm fire. I remember well when there was an Ebola outbreak back in, 2014, 2015,
Yep.
And the Obama administration surged resources abroad to help combat it. And Donald Trump took to the television every single day to demagogue the issue and attack him. But now it sounds like we're just kind of flying blind when it comes to an Ebola outbreak.
Well, that's exactly right, because what USAID does is it works with CDC to help strengthen the health systems in other countries, like in Uganda, and to help make sure they're doing what they need to stem this outbreak and to screen passengers. And all of that funding is now cut and there's no plans to restart it. So yeah, it's really dangerous.
Yeah, there's a Marburg outbreak out there too. Don't Google that.
That's exactly right.
If you want to sleep at night.